Hello and welcome back to Inside the 20 today. We are going over the Week 7 recap of the NFL. Headlines recap, whatever you want to call it. We'll be going over it today. Please make sure to take a moment of your time to like, share, comment, subscribe, any of that. And yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so to start my first headline, I know there were a lot of things that went on this week, a lot of things that I saw that I really weren't sure about that I liked. And for this one, I'm just going to go with the full-on game. The Broncos win it 33-32 over New York. I don't even know what this game was, okay? For those who did not see, the Giants were up 19-0 and 26-8 in the same quarter, ended up losing, allowing 33 points. What is worse than allowing 33 points? Now, give them a break. They're the Giants. What do you want? But you understand, bro. 33 points is unfathomable in one quarter. And like I said, the Broncos were shut out for 3 quarters. They erupted for 33 points. Fun fact, the 33 points in one quarter is the most ever by a team scoreless through 3, as they won the game on a last-second Will Lutz field goal. And it's insane that the Giants were even able to allow that. Bo Nix became the first player ever to run for 2 touchdowns and throw for 2 touchdowns in a fourth quarter, leading the improbable rally from 26-8 with under 7 minutes left. That is insane. And Denver's rally, just going in depth to it, featured a Knicks touchdown run, an RJ Harvey deflected touchdown catch, another Knicks keeper for a score, and a Lutz game winner after the Giants briefly retook the lead 32-30 with a Jackson Dart touchdown. For the Giants, their kicker, Jude McManey, missed 2 PATs, including the go-ahead score with 37 seconds left, which ended up helping Denver to set up their final drive after 2 big completions, and it was crazy. The comeback came as Denver conveniently honored Demaryius Thomas, who passed away a couple years ago, as well as the Super Bowl 50 team back in 2016, and with new linebacker Dre Greenlaw coming from San Fran, debuting and making 6 tackles. But again, like a quick recap, this is crazy, dude. I've never seen anything like this. After the Broncos kicked the game-winning field goal, those announcers, if you watch it back, the announcers, they didn't say anything. And that's some crazy behavior because, normally something happens and they erupt and they talk and they yell and all this stuff. But with this, there was nothing because nobody's ever seen anything like that. They've never seen anything like that. And I know, that is insane. It's crazy. You blow an 18-point lead in the final 6 minutes. The Giants, like I said, blew a lead of 19-0 and 26-8, ending a league streak of 1,602 straight wins by teams leading by 18 or more points in the final 6 minutes. That's impeccable to ever even happen. That's absolutely insane. I'm blown away, bro. I don't know. To a headline that actually concerns my team. No, it's not Joe Flacco. Shout out him, though, bro. You're a freaking dog. It's Jamar. And this one, I have to say, bro, is Jamar Chase back? I think he is. I think he has to be, dude. Okay. It combined in his week 1, 3, and 4 games, he had 12 receptions for a combined 99 yards and no touchdowns, okay? Now, that sucks. That's way out of Jamar, of his regular, play, his regular style, and all that stuff. In the last 3 games alone, okay, Jamar has had 32 receptions for 365 yards and 4 scores. That's more like the Jamar Chase we have seen in the Triple Crown Jamar Chase that we all know and love. That's the Jamar Chase that people need to get to know. I know we saw that last year, and this has been a constant trend, but it hasn't been this year, and I feel like people are shying away. Now, in terms of all wide receivers, okay, Jamar stands first in receptions, second in yards, and 5th in touchdowns. Again, this is something that we have seen. Now, before his week 5, 6, and 7 games, he was not living up to a standard. Like we mentioned, he was not at the same trend. Now, give him a break. He had Jake Browning at quarterback. What do you want? I'd suck too if Jake Browning was my quarterback. Not hating on him, but, he's not as good as Joe Burrow, and nobody is. Joe Burrow's him, bro. And just talking about his last game alone, he had 161 yards with a touchdown while setting a Bengals single game record with 16 receptions in 1 game. And it really is even better that it came against, obviously the rival Pittsburgh, and obviously For those who watched that game, they were able to get the win 33-31 over the Steelers. And at this rate, yes, I did the math. Chase is on pace for over 140 receptions, over 1,500 yards, and 12 touchdowns, which is absolutely insane. Going to my next headline. A lot of things people aren't talking about, okay? Dallas. I know I've mentioned them before. The Cowboys, and specifically their offense. I don't know about this one. Can Dallas's offense carry them to the playoffs? I feel like they can, to be honest. With how we've seen them and with the production they're at, they aren't all the way there yet, especially the defense is hot garbage. But the offense is where offense win games. You win games, you have a chance to be good. Okay, starting with Dak, of course. Dak has thrown at least 3 touchdown passes in 4 consecutive games, and you're going to want to have a guy who can throw touchdowns, okay? You don't want no, like, Lamar Jackson guy. No, he's won 2 MVPs, but he runs a little too much than I would like. And CeeDee Lamb, he came back, and he recorded 110 yards, including a 75-yard touchdown in his return. He carried my fantasy team. 22 points to get the dub over the league's number 1 guy. I'm not in last anymore. And I'm hyped. I'm freaking hyped, dude. I'm so happy. And George Pickens, dude. A lot of people thought he was going to not be that good. He's averaging over 20 yards per catch. That's pretty dang good, okay? Jake Ferguson, a name people haven't really heard of. He's popped off in fantasy very recently. He's caught a touchdown in 4 straight games, and that's one of the reasons why he is one of the best tight ends and ranked number 1 by ESPN in fantasy. Javonte Williams, another name nobody has heard of in about 2 years, has recorded his second 100-yard rushing game and 6th rushing touchdown of the season in this past game against the Commanders. Okay, the Cowboys are averaging 30 points per game, flat. Okay, that's a flat-out stat, 30-plus points a game. And that's what you want, dude. Like I said, when your offense is peak and your defense is not, at least you got something to fall back on, bro. But it's better than nothing in my eyes. And it's a prime example. You put up 40 against Green Bay, you allow 40. You tie, right? You split the Micah Bowl. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and of their 10 final opponents, 6 are ranked in the top half defensively in points allowed, which just gives them more and more opportunity to stack, and stack. Because that's what you want. You want points. I'm an offensive guy. I love offense. That's what I like to see. I like to turn on my TV and see 50 combined points, and we're only in the 3rd quarter. That's peak football to me. I don't want no 10-7, 13-10, no sloppy game like that, because that means they're turnovers. You can't just have a flat-out defensive game with punt. That's boring. You want offense. You want deep ball. Like, that's what I like. I like a back and forth game. I feel like everyone does. Baseball, that's great, dude. Seeing guys in scoring position, every single, like, top bottom for every team. It's a competitive thing, and that's what you like in sports as a sports fan. Another team that nobody has heard of in a while, the New York Jets, they fall to 0-7 after their embarrassing loss to the Panthers. And it's concerning their quarterback. And for the Jets, I would say it's time. It is time to give up on Justin Fields. He is done. He is not the answer. He is not what they wanted. They got to do something, dude. And I think it's best that they give him up. The Jets, over the offseason, signed Fields to a 2-year, $40 million deal, including $30 million guaranteed. And after just 6.5 games as a New York Jet, Fields was benched for Tyrod Taylor following a poor first half, going 6 of 12 for 46 yards. Fields went 6 straight quarters without throwing a touchdown. And, as a new coach with Aaron Glenn, you don't really know what to do in the situation. And you fall back on your offensive coordinator and these things. But, dude, I got to give him up, dude. I'm not dealing with that. You cannot do this. And Taylor brought some energy, but threw 2 interceptions in relief of Justin Fields. And it's not like you're the Titans. You're not the Dolphins. You're not the Panthers. You have competitive guys. You have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Alan Lazard. Like, these are good names. You can throw the ball. You can trust these guys. On the defensive side of the ball, you have Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. These are big names that people know. And it's just a shame that Justin Fields cannot get the chemistry that we thought he would be able to get. And look, dude, I like Justin Fields. I wish he stayed with the Bears, okay? He was not good with the Steelers. We saw that. He was okay. But it's over, dude. Justin Fields is going to have to find a new home, whether it never works out and he goes to the UFL or, they ship him off to, like, the Shanghai Sharks or whatever. But, like, it's not looking good for Justin Fields at all. And he's going to have to prove in practice, prove with, I don't know, maybe the second team with whatever he's doing, whatever the Jets have him doing. And it puts a lot of pressure on the Jets because now they face heavy uncertainty with no starting caliber quarterback or clear young successor to help with this decently action-packed team. And even if Fields returns next week, the team is likely to have the number 2 or 3 pick in the draft. Obviously, they have the worst record, only team without a win, sitting at 0-7. And obviously, you have Arch Manning in the draft. You have Garrett Nussmeier in the draft. You have guys that you want. You don't want to stick with Justin Fields. God knows who wants to stick with Justin Fields. But this is what I'm saying, dude. Going to the other scores, all the other games around the league, starting with my Bengals. The Bengals won a game. The Bengals won a freaking game, guys. Clap it up for the Bengals. The Bengals have won a football game after a 4-game skid, after a 4-game losing streak. They beat the Steelers. I'm so happy it came to the Steelers. They beat them 33-31 on Thursday night. Joe Flacco, you are freaking him, bro. Joe Flacco led the Bengals with 3 touchdown passes, as well as Cincinnati's late game drive capped by Evan McPherson's game-winning field goal. Love you, Evan. Amazing. To the Rams in London, they put BTA to the Jags 35-7. Stafford threw 5 touchdowns and carried my fantasy team to a win as they beat the Jaguars, showcasing an efficient offense as Los Angeles' defense dominated, limiting Jacksonville to just 1 late touchdown. To Chicago, the Bears beat the Saints 26-14, extending their win streak to 4 games, as the Bears defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, facing his former team, saw his defense dominate, forcing 3 picks and limiting the Saints to just 250 total yards. To Cleveland, the Browns, in one of the biggest shockers I've seen in a while, beat the Dolphins 31-6. The Browns beat the Dolphins, fueled by Quentin Johnston's 3 touchdowns, as Cleveland's defense forced 3 turnovers, including a pick-6 to get the dub. Patriots win at 31-13 over the crumbling Titans. In this one, Drake May threw for 2 touchdowns while completing 91% of his passes, as New England's defense forced 2 turnovers, including a fumble return for a touchdown. The Chiefs win at 31-0. Las Vegas, overpowered by Mahomes, 3 touchdowns were shut down on both sides of the ball, leading to this incredibly lopsided KC win. To one of my most underrated games of the day, the Vikings fall to the Eagles 28-22 at home. Jalen Hurts threw for 326 yards and 3 tutties, leading the Eagles to a 28-22 victory over the Vikings. Devontae Smith contributed a career-high 180 receiving yards, including a 79-yard touchdown, while A.J. Brown added 2 receiving scores. To the Panthers, they win at 13-6 over New York. The Panthers beat the Jets 13-6, with Bryce Young throwing a touchdown before leaving with an ankle injury, as J.C. Horn's 2 interceptions, including a key end zone pick, sealed the dub. To the Broncos game, they win it 33-32 over New York. The Broncos staged a remarkable comeback, scoring 33 points in the 4th to defeat the Giants 32-33. Quarterback Bo Nix contributed 4 scores in the 4th, while kicker Will Lutz secured the win with a 39-yard field goal as time expired. LA, the Colts defeated the Chargers 38-24, led by Jonathan Taylor's 3 scores and Daniel Jones' 288 passing yards. The victory marks the Colts' NFL best 6th win and ended a 5-game losing streak in Los Angeles dating back to 1986. To Jerry's World, the Cowboys get the dub 44-22 over the Commanders. The Cowboys dominated the Commanders 42-22 at AT&T Stadium, as Dak Prescott threw for 3 touchdowns, including a 74-yard strike to CeeDee Lamb, as Deron Bland added a 68-yard pick 6. To Arizona, the Packers went at 27-23 over the Cardinals. The Packers overcame early adversity and a 5-hour travel delay to defeat the Cardinals. Josh Jacobs scored 2 touchdowns, including a game-winning 1-yard run with 1:50 left, while Micah Parsons recorded a career-high 3 sacks to anchor the defense. To Sunday night, the Niners win at 20-10 over Atlanta. The 49ers beat the Falcons, with Christian McCaffrey rushing for 129 yards and 2 scores, as their defense held strong, including a key 4th-quarter stop, improving San Fran to 5-2. To Monday night, the Lions get it 24-9 over the Bucs. Jahmyr Gibbs popping off ran for 136 yards and 2 scores, leading the Lions to a 24-9 win over the Bucs. His 218 yards from scrimmage helped Detroit stay undefeated in back-to-back games. To our final Monday night game, the Seahawks win it 27-19 over Houston. JSN had 123 receiving yards and a touchdown as the Seahawks beat the Texans 27-19, while Zach Charbonnet added 2 rushing scores to seal the dub. Alrighty, that'll do it for my Week 7 headlines recap, whatever you want to call it. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. And yeah, Thank y'all for watching. This has been Inside the 20 with your Week 7 headlines. God bless. Peace.